Hello, everyone. Can you believe it? I'm coming out for the third time today. Third time. Third time today. Oriyomi Anota Jinad. Welcome. Godwin Ibekwe. Welcome. Rochelle White. Welcome. Paul Good News Ohayere. Welcome. Denise, welcome. Joseph Oyewole is here, South Africa. Elizabeth Ali, Jane Munsaka, Samuel Ose, Eme Agunobi, Adeola Disu, Eukaria Eloyabo. By the way, Adeola Disu is in my house here somewhere, but she's working. Phyllis Meek, Adeshitu. Welcome, welcome everyone. Two times a day we are going to be having live broadcasting with you minimum. This is the third time, of course, but we're going to be having at least minimum 2 times a day, every day till my birthday, till my 50th birthday, because that is the idea right now. The idea is that okay, like this one now is DSA at 50, question time. So you people begin to write your questions. Yeah, but the questions now is not just about Christianity and about everything. It's not question time this time. It's question time in terms of DSA, happy birthday, life in general. That is, so anything you might want to ask concerning DSA, what he has been able to accomplish, or what you want to know about him, those are the things that you want to talk about. Not like Ask Pastor Sunday as usual. So this is a different kind of program. So it's going to be coming on every day at this time in the evening, every single day. But if you people worked well with Kate, and you'll be able to do 100,000, then I might have to come back. I would need to come. I would have to keep to my promise and come back to do live program every day again after my birthday. But maybe not, like I thought it was going to be on the 1st, but maybe not on the 1st, because on the 1st is like Wednesday or so. It's better to start on a Monday. So we start like, yes, so, so we are going to probably start again, but only if you eat 100,000. If you don't eat 100,000, in the Russian language, you did gula as well. In Russian language, it means that go and enjoy your life without me. It means I'm not coming back. I'm not coming back if we don't have at least 100,000 subscription on my Facebook page. So yeah, but if we make it, then I will come back again. I will come back from June. Well, you know, meanwhile, I think Kate is doing a very good job, and so. Yeah. So now the host for today's program, DSA at 50 question time, the host is our birthday girl. Pastor Nkiru Jimadu is going to be the host today again. So here we are.
Hello everyone, you've been seeing me since morning. Yes, because it's my birthday. I will be everywhere today on your timeline from morning till night. So have some patience. But now we are going to have a wonderful time because you've sent in your questions, and as I wrote down there, keep on sending in your questions that concern Dr. Sunday Adelaja personally, not just any other question.
Or ministry.
Or ministry.
DSA family.
DSA family, right. But before we start, we want to introduce some books to you. Have you seen this one? Stop working for Uncle Sam. Right? A lot of testimony on this book is coming. Some people have understood that Uncle Sam is not in their favor. Uncle Sam is not looking for their favor, so they have taken some giant steps to secure their future. Make sure you go to Amazon to get Working for Uncle Sam by Dr. Sunday Adelaja.
In Africa?
If you're in Africa, you go to Okada Books, okay? And get the books. You will thank Dr. Sunday later after reading this book. Have you seen it? Okay, the next one is Only God Can Save Nigeria, What a Myth. As we know, most Nigerians think this is a blasphemy, but I saw a video today where a house was on fire. Instead of going to get some water to put off the place, they were just chanting prayers. Yes, God will answer, but you do what you're supposed to do before calling on God.
God will not answer. Make you not lie on God, that God will answer.
No, I mean God will answer when it does not depend on you. But when it depends on you,
He's not going to answer about that fire.
Now, I'm not talking about the fire, now I'm talking in general.
Okay.
Yeah, if it doesn't depend on you, then God will come to your aid. But if it's something that you're supposed to do and you are praying, I am sorry. And that is why our country is in a very good shape, in quotes, because we just pray and forget what we are supposed to do. And the book is not only for Nigerians, it's for any person, whether you are an European, whether you are from another African country. If you want to change your country, you have to lay your hands on this book. Only God can save your country. What a myth. Okay, we have this one. One of the number one bestsellers, Insulted by Ungodliness. Okay? Most of you also can testify that this book is, gives you some mind shift on some things that you've not been doing right. Okay? The need for you to stand up and be a voice to any injustice that you see in your environment. And don't wait for government and another person to do it to you. Are the answer to every problem that you see. If you see, that means you are the solution. So go to Amazon.com or Okada Books to get Insulted by Ungodliness by Dr. Sunday Adelaja. I don't think this one is anywhere yet, yes? Poverty.
It's going to be on my birthday.
So if you be privileged or if you have done yourself some favor to be here during Dr. Sunday Adelaja's birthday from the 20s.
Oh, we might have mercy on them. We might release this one after no, I don't think it's this one I will release. Let them come for the birthday.
So if you come for the birthday, you'll be one of the first to get the book. Poverty Mindset versus Abundance Mindset. This also will blow your mind. It will teach you a lot of things. You know the mindset we have in Africa. Even in simple things.
Africa. This one I wrote for Americans.
Okay.
Even Americans, even Europeans, all of them.
So it's everywhere. It's for everybody. Poverty Mindset versus Abundance Mindset by Dr. Sunday Adelaja. Is it already on Amazon?
No.
Okay.
That's why
okay, it's only for those that will come here, that will get it first. Okay?
It will come on Amazon too, but later.
Yeah, it will come up, but later. Okay. Then we have this very popular title, The Mountain of Ignorance. You see, the drawing says it all. So, another book by Dr. Sunday Adelaja that has been changing lives too. From the book, you will know the difference between light and darkness.
I think somebody needs to take this book and begin to do a TV series, a review, just like Tega is doing. Tega is reviewing my book, Kingdom Driven Life, and she's Very good thing she's doing. She will read part of the chapter and then part of the text and then comment on it. You know, wonderful stuff she's doing with the review of the books. I think with all these books, somebody should be bold enough to take responsibility. Anybody who was blessed by this book, at least I give you the freedom to go ahead and do the review. So that could be some of you don't even know the topic you should be doing yet on your TV programs. You can start your own TV program just by any of these books, by, you know, reading. You actually, one book could take you a year, especially if you are doing once a week. If you are doing once a week, then you could go a whole year to, you know, to just, yes, to review the book. And also, there are some other books that I want to release by my birthday. I want to release 50 books that are already in English, but I just need somebody to help me correct them, to help me correct the English and things like that. So I need some people who volunteer to do that. But you must do it in between 10 days. So we need to do it in between 10 days. Another pretty ego, pretty srazo post my period that she should make relatives. So you need to release. We need to. You need to be able to edit it in between 10 days. So between between now and the next 10 days. So if you could help us to edit some of the books that are already in English, but we just need to put them in a better English so that you not complain too much. That is, please, if you have not written us in an hour ago and you have the time, you can sacrifice that time to help us edit. Please write and say, I want to help edit the book before. Then we'll be able to release 50 books before my birthday. Yes, please.
Okay. So that was The Mountain of Ignorance by Dr. Sunday Adelaja.
And people should be free to do
reviews,
live programs. Do your own live program based on one book or the other.
Yeah, they are ready topics. You don't need to think twice.
Yep.
Okay. The next one is, I'm sure most of you have it already, How to Regain Your Lost Years. Wonderful book. Pastor was telling a story of a lady that read it and was weeping and weeping and weeping because of the revelation she was getting from the book. And I believe that's what will happen to each one of us if we read the book. So, go get your copy, How to Regain Your Lost Years by Dr. Sunday Adelaja. And if you're in Africa, you go to Okada Books to get the copy of the book. Okay? Next one, How to Build a Secured Financial Future. From the book, you wake up from your financial slumber, destroy all myths about money and financial freedom. The book will teach you to pay yourself instead of paying everybody else. To also teach you how to create financial plan, teach you how to create family and corporate budget, and many more. So go to Amazon.com. This book is by our dear Dr. Sunday Adelaja, How to Secure a Financial Future.
Your financial future. And by the way, let's go ahead and share the message here. Let's go ahead and share. Let's go ahead and share the program. If you have not yet shared the program, let's go and look for our share button right now and begin to share the program right now. So, but share to the public, share to all your friends. Don't just share to yourself and to your page, but share to all your friends, share to the public, share for everybody to see. Okay, here we go again.
Okay, next one is create your net worth. Yeah, create your net worth. It's a new book too. I think I'm seeing it for the first time. Yes? It's not out yet.
Why are you doubting yourself? If you have not seen it, you have not seen it.
I've not seen it, yeah. So it's a new book that you will lay your hands on too if you come here for DSA birthday. But if not, you will get it later on Amazon. So, Create Your Own Net Worth by Dr. Sunday Adelaja. You can get it also later at Okada Books. But meanwhile, it's not anywhere yet. Okay?
I don't Amazon. No, that's after official release. Now there's no official release.
There's no official release. We just have them there in Kyiv, Ukraine. Is one step. Okay, you all know this book, right? About Miles Monroe. Finding answers to why good people die tragic and early death. Make sure you get your copy. This one is already on Amazon and on Okada Books. So go and get your copies by Dr. Sunday Adelaja. And you will understand why that person left early, and you shouldn't blame anybody, or you say some generational cause, as we always say, and things like that. A lot of insight here. One of the most famous one we have, Money Won't Make You Rich. Okay, also on Amazon and Okada Books. Go get your copies by Dr. Sunday Adelaja. Next one, Nigeria and the leadership question. Nigeria and the leadership question. Though Nigeria is written here, this also can serve your country. You can learn this and use this to do some reformation, revolution, change your country, to change your country. So no matter what country you're from, even if you're from Europe, get a hold of this book, study it, and use it as a manual to bring some change to your country. Nigeria and the leadership question. You can put the name of your country in place of Nigeria. Then we have the kingdom-driven life. The kingdom-driven life. You know, most of us has been religious for years because we don't know there's something that is called a kingdom life. So this book will teach you how to be a kingdom-minded person, how to pursue the things of God and not just play in church. Okay? So get your copies on Amazon. It's already there, and on Okada Books. All these books will blow your mind away and will make you to start moving if you're still thinking or praying, when will I, when won't I? So go get all the books. What are they writing?
You said you have some questions already.
Yes, I have some questions.
So you go ahead with your own, then later on you'll find this when I'm answering the ones you already have. They have some other ones for you there.
Okay. So the first question I have on the list is, concerning the books, how do you write your books, sir? What kind of concept do you use?
Okay. The way to do it is easy. You get in touch with us. It's called vip@godembassy.org. If you want to learn how to write books and you want to practice and you want somebody to teach you, we have Katie, who is my assistant. We will give you all the information that is necessary, and we'll be able to teach you to do that. There are different ways you can employ to write a book. They have gone through different processes, and I've come out with my own unique formula on how to write books. I think we will soon write books on. I will soon write a book on how to write books on, but it's my own unique know-how that I came out with on how to write books. So, but I've been teaching people. I've been giving it out for free. And people who are helping me editing my books now, they were also taught on how to write books according to Pastor Sunday style. So if you are interested, no problem, we're available.
Okay. So the next question is, can you tell me, how did you move from Minsk to Ukraine? What happened?
How or why?
Maybe he meant why, but he meant how.
Well, that's very interesting that you know that I moved from Minsk to Kyiv. That means either you have heard about my history or you've read some things about me. And it's true. I used to when I came from Nigeria, we came to Moscow, and then from Moscow, they distributed us to different places. Someone like Ananaba Shinwe, for example, she was moved from Moscow to Kyiv, Ukraine. And then she fell in love, I guess, she fell in love with a friend of mine. and moved from Kiev to Kharkov, to another city. But I was distributed to from Moscow to Minsk. So Minsk is the capital of Belarus, and that's where I did my language school, and I also did my master's degree, my first degree and master's degree in journalism. And I moved from Belarus to here because it was the will of God. When I finished, I had the possibility of either going to Switzerland to work with the Union of Journalists, or to Ireland, or to Nigeria. But I didn't even think of Ukraine at all. But I was praying about it and fasting and praying about it. I wanted God to lead my steps, to guide my steps. And supernaturally, I was caught somewhere in Belarus preaching the gospel. And those days it was illegal. So they said I was engaged in illegal religious activities. And they gave me ultimatum to leave the country in 2 weeks. And I'd finished my university that time, but they said, you're finished your university, you must go back home. So I was praying to go back home. And all of a sudden, from nowhere, some friends of mine from Ukraine here called and said they discovered that, there is somebody, they got in touch with somebody who is a businessman and a missionary from Ukraine, from America, who wanted to invest in a television project here in Ukraine. But he needs somebody who is a journalist and who also speaks both English and Russian. So, and then the guy was visiting. They needed somebody to travel with him to, to translate and to interpret. And I was the only one that was, I was the only one that was Shigwe. Shigwe say, dear say, yes, Shigwe is lover girl. Always love it. She know they get annoyed. So anyway, they needed somebody to come and interpret and translate for this preacher as he was traveling across Ukraine. So I could translate, so I came to do the translation for him. And then from there we got to know each other. Then I became his representative in Ukraine. And, that's how I began to work on the television station. And from the television station, God began to speak to me that, he didn't send me here to work at the television station, that he has a greater calling for me, and that he wants me to bring good news to the people rather than bad news, because journalists just bring bad news. So that's how, my direction was changed. I resigned after 1 year working in the television channel. I resigned, and I, started Embassy of God Church 1 year later, 94. It was called Word of Faith Church in the beginning. Then we changed it to Embassy of God Church. So, that's the reason behind me leaving, or my leaving Belarus, Minsk, Belarus. Okay.
Okay, so we've heard the foundation of it, what happened and why he left Minsk. Next question. Good evening, sir. My question is regarding the concept of promised land. Is our promised land fixed, or is it subject to changing visions and revelation?
If you understand, you can explain to me further. Or you can read it again.
My question is regarding the concept of promised land. Is our promised land fixed, or is it subject to changing visions and revelations?
What I know is that you might have a basic promised land that you have been called to, but it could be progressive, because when the children of God, of Israel, were in the promised land, they were moving in the wilderness. Even in the promised land, they were always taking new ground. So I think that you start out from one promised land, but when you conquer that promised land, you could advance and progress to another place and, keep on moving and taking new territories for God.
Yes, I also believe that, because I never knew I would be doing what I'm doing today. Even when I thought I have found my calling, as I progress and do more things, I find new territories and new grounds being broken. So I think that explains that.
Yes, and your potential, the potential of all of us are limitless. Every one of us have limitless potentials, and there is no way you'll be able to say, you are only called to do one thing. Just like there are millions of cells in our bodies, or billions, so also are billions or millions of possibilities that we could explore and could, become anything that we want to become in God.
Okay. Next question. Why are Christians sleeping instead of being the light of the world?
I think mainly is because of the doctrine that has been tolerated, that has been propagated in the churches. I think church members become what they are taught. Church members become what they eat, just like we become what we eat in the physical. So also do people become what they eat in the spirit. So because of the teachings, the form of teachings that are being taught in the churches, which is not basically focusing on people's needs, those are egocentric desires and egocentric needs, problems, just solving people's problems, rather than using people or asking people to solve God's problem. So we are rather using God to solve our own problems, rather than God using us to solve his problems. And we were created to solve his problems, not to solve our problems only. Our problems, he only solves them so that we'll be able to come into a relationship with him. Once we come into a relationship with him, we should turn around and begin to solve God's problems.
That is very true. Because when I was talking in the afternoon when we were celebrating our birthday, I also made mention of that I only started living when I removed my focus from only myself and my family, when I understood my purpose, that my purpose is not just me, myself, my children, and my husband, that it's more than that. And that is the main reason most people in churches are sleeping, because they go to church to pray for a car, a house, a good wife, a good husband, children, forgetting that that is not the main thing, that they are here on earth. They are here to enhance the kingdom. So unless Christians understand that, that is when they will wake up from their slumber. Okay, next question. Good day, Pastor Sunday and mentor. I want to ask, how do you make finances, since you are different from other pastors who steal, rob, and compel their congregation to pay tithe, as God will never bless them or protect them from harm? In essence, he's asking, how do you get your finances, since, it doesn't depend on people's tithe?
You have that book there. Can you show them?
Which
One
one?
Will Make You Rich. That book there tells the story of how God changed me from depending. I used to be like one of the pastors too. I used to be a normal guy, a normal pastor that used to depend on offering and tithe and offering. And but God busted my theology in that direction as well, and told me that I was a lazy and wicked servant. And that is when my doctrine began to change in terms of depending on tithe and offering alone to survive. So what I started doing is started to begin to use the loss of money. And it's not just for me. I now teach other people the loss of money. And it's not only me that's able to make money for myself, but I help other people make money as well. And, I've been able to help over 200 people become millionaires. So it's not a big deal for me to make money. And by the grace of God, my next target is to be a billionaire in the next 10 years. And it's going to happen.
Amen. Of course it will, by the way you're moving.
Maybe not even in the next 10 years, maybe 5. If I say 10 years, normally I will do it faster. I will do it maybe in the next 5 years. That's personal. I'm not talking about my projects, because right now, the projects that I have for Africa, that is already costing more than a lot of billions. But I'm talking about me personally, my own money. that I'll be able to at least have, my own personal money just for me and my family, at least $1 billion in the next 10 years. And if I say 10 years, no, it will happen in 5 years.
Wow. So that means that most of our church...
So I don't even need to be a pastor, a businessman full time. I don't even need to leave pastoring. I don't even need to stop doing what I'm doing to make money. I have too much knowledge that makes that possible. I have all the principles. I have the know-hows. I have the wisdom. That's what I'm talking about. Don't, what Uncle Sam, can you show them the Uncle Sam book? Stop that. Don't live for Uncle Sam. Don't live for Uncle Sam. Why am I saying that? Because I know all the principles are in the book, that you can actually live and make money without depending on the world system. More than can you show the financial one as well? How to build secured financial future. So that's another one, how to build secure financial future. So you know that I'm not just aware of how to make money, but how to make money work for you, and how to make money become your slave. So that's what I do. It's one of my specialties. It's one of the areas where God has helped me to educate myself. I educated myself. I learned the loss of money, and I now know how to make money work for you. So that's how I money. That's how I use knowledge. I make my money through knowledge, through wisdom, through understanding.
So the person that asked this question...
And through investment.
Okay. The person that asked this question, go to Amazon.com. If you don't have the book yet, or if you're in Africa, you go to Okada Books to get yourself the copies of this one, How to Build a Secured Financial Future, and Money Won't Make You Rich, and Stop Working for Uncle Sam. When you're done reading them, you will get some ideas
and
on how to move.
That one also will teach them about money, how to regain your lost years.
Okay. And this one too, how to regain your lost years. I believe it's also for the younger ones to know the kind of mistakes to avoid. You don't wait for you to be old to get your hands on the book. Okay. Next question. Okay, you've answered this question.
By the way, if this person wants to also become financially independent without stealing and robbing people and deceiving people, learn the loss of money. I have all the principles, not all of them, but almost all the principles, more than enough principles for you to be a millionaire in the next 2 to 3 years. I have all of them on my blog or on my YouTube page. I have series of teachings, and this one is called Financial Teachings and Loss of Money. Financial Teachings and Loss of Money. Go to that series on YouTube, the Sunday Adelaja Official, and you go to the playlist, go down, look for the series of money and finances, or my blog. Go to sundayadelajablog.com/video. You see the list of the messages, and you could learn the laws yourself and become anything you want to become financially. Not a big deal.
So go to YouTube, Sunday Adelaja Official, or to his blog, sundayadelajablog.com/video, or maybe some articles that also concern this topic. Okay? And follow Dr. Sunday Adelaja also on Facebook. Dr. Sunday Adelaja is the page. Next question also has to do with finances. I think you've answered it slightly, but I will still repeat it. Do you get financial support from the government, friends, and church?
To do what? To live? To live or to do my projects? But the person didn't clarify.
No.
Okay, do I get financial support from who?
From the government, friends, or the church?
Okay, let's start one by one.
From the government.
From the government. So which government will give me money? You see, Ukrainian government that is also looking for money from IMF or something all the time. Or is it Nigerian government that will give me money? where poverty is just the place I want to go to resolve their problem, rather. And they don't want to give me money. Or American government, Trump is in trouble now. You cannot give money to anybody. So, no, I'm not getting money from government, but I'm getting money I'm connected to the government of heaven. The government of heaven has a law that he has revealed to me, not just a law, laws. He has revealed not just to me, but to humanity, to all of us. God has blessed me to understand the difference between wealth, riches, and money. And when you know the difference, when you know what is wealth, then what is riches, and then what is money, and then you know the difference between wealth, riches, and money, you will become the manufacturer of riches and money. You're not manufacturer like building a company or a factory, but you'll become the source of it. When you know, it's just like saying you know the source of water, you know the root, you will never lack water. When you know the source of wealth, you will never lack wealth. When you know the source of riches, you will never lack riches. When you know the source of money, you will never lack money. I have a new book that is coming out soon. It's going to become called Wealth, Riches, and Money. Yes, and that is going to be another bestseller. Maybe it will come out this year.
Okay, well, riches and money. So watch out for the book.
So I'm not even talking. You people are talking about money in the terms of survival, making a living. But I'm not talking about money in terms of making a living. Making a living or surviving is the lowest life. By the grace of God, God is going to help me to overcome my trouble here in Ukraine and my demons, and I'm going to leave Ukraine. By the time I leave Ukraine like this, I'm not just going to make provision for a few people to be able to make a living. I am going to teach and make a continent free from financial dependency by the grace of God. And by the grace of God, I'm going to create a situation whereby money will not be a problem anymore for people of my country. It's sounding too lofty and too high, these words I'm using. But I'm telling you, God has prepared a Joseph here. And with Joseph, it's a storehouse. We are talking about storehouse. I am going to bring financial freedom not just to individuals in my country, but to my whole country. Believe me. I am going on a mission. And if money has been hindrances that has limited my country from development, that hindrance is going to give way. We are going to bring about development to all facets and aspects of life of Nigeria. We are going to have the roads. Money will not stand on the way. We are going to have hospitals. We are going to have the best. Nigeria is going to come out of the company of developing countries. Nigeria is going to be a country that is going to be my own lifetime before I die. Nigeria is going to become it's going to become a desired country, a desired nation to live in. But my problem is not with money when it comes to Nigeria and Africa. And this is where I'm going to have a lot of problems. And I guess I already have a lot of problems. But God is rewarding me for all my troubles. Because God told me that I'm going to have a lot of problems. I'm going to have all these problems and crises that I'm going through, the lawsuits. God showed me it was going to come. But God also showed me that I am going to be rewarded. And wealth would not be an issue. So, but the problem I have with Africa, that I'm going to have, the challenge that I'm going to have, is not going to be about money. It's going to be about value system. I am going to go by the grace of God to introduce God's new values, new set of value system to my continent, to my country, and to my people. And those value systems, they are going to be so hard for our people to understand. And the people who are benefiting from what is really going on now, from the way things are right now, they are going to think that I'm their enemies. Churches are going to fight against me. Leaders, bishops, the GOs or what they call them, all of them are going to declare me persona non grata. They are going to declare me a sinner, anything possible, just to make sure that people don't hear what I've come to do, what I've come to bring. But I will bring so much effectiveness by the grace of God. I will make so much difference by the grace of God. I will make so much impact that African continent had never seen or dreamt of anything like what we're bringing. And by the time the results are obvious everywhere, I think the eyes of the people will be open to know that everything we are calling church in Africa today, that especially the popular ones where people are going to, that they don't worth it. That 90% of those churches are supposed to be closed down. And we need to reintroduce Christianity afresh. I will not say more than that.
Wow. You know, when Pastor Sunday talks like this, those that don't know him or know his nature, and when he means business, thinks that he's blaspheming, who does he think he is? But if you see what this man has done in Ukraine and in the lives of people, you know that he will do what he's saying. Because he is not just doing it in his own strength, okay? It's through his knowledge and everything, but he knows who stands behind him. You know, when Jesus was saying, I am the Son of God, they wanted to kill him. It's just the same thing that is happening here. So, you watch out. He said it and he will do it. I believe. Okay, the next question is somewhat personal, a personal question, but I believe maybe you went through the same thing during your years. So I will read it.
Yes, please.
Dear say, I have always been having this dream where in a multitude of crowd, I stand on a pulpit with a speaker to sing and people get healed, delivered, and some fall under the anointing. The confusing thing is I get this particular dream every year, either at the beginning of the year or towards the end of the year. I hardly dream, Pastor. This seems to be the only dream I do have, the only dreams I do have. And anytime I dream is definitely going to play out just the way I saw it in my dream. Another thing is, I love gospel songs, but this dream is becoming one of my problems as I haven't found the answer to what it meant. Is God telling me something? Is God warning me?
What was the name of the person asking that question?
I think it's one Joyce.
Okay.
I didn't copy their names.
You know, whoever is asking that question, I'm so disappointed at you. How can God be giving you, or how can you be having revelations over and over like this, and you are still asking what it means? You deaf? The Bible says, who is as deaf as my servant? And who is as blind as my servant, as my prophets, and my brother? So how can you, me, I will not even answer your question. Make you go to God and let him reveal to you. How can you be hearing things so clearly like this? And you are still asking, what does God want from you? You want to go to heaven to meet him before he gives you interpretation? Or you want to be running after a prophet again? I tire. What kind of thing is that? Man, no sabio.
Oh my God.
Can you hear what you were saying?
So, my sister, I think you have your
You need
answer.
special revelation all the time. So anytime God gives you a revelation, you have to go and get another special one again and beg him that you didn't understand. Now, wow. So God now should send another angel down to give you just interpretation.
Okay, you got it, girl. We are going to the next question. Why is it difficult for brethren to dwell together in love?
Now my problem with that is you dwell together in love with anybody you want to dwell together with in love. What's your own problem? The most important thing is for you to do what you need to do. Be responsible for what you need to be responsible for. Don't take responsibility. Don't put anybody's headache on yourself. Why is it so difficult? Okay, what about if you know the reason? What happened next? What will you now do after you discover what happened or why they are not brethren together or whatever? Anyway, let me continue.
Okay. With your achievements so far, sir, what should we expect from you in the next decade, say in 10 years' time?
Oh, that's a beautiful, beautiful question right there. That's one. Sit down and answer. I don't know if you see any achievement or not. And I don't know what particular achievement you see. But as far as I know, I don't have any achievement yet. I have been to the school. I have been in the school, in God's school, for the past 30 years. That's what I've been doing. I have been in school under God's tutelage. But this school has been a school behind the wilderness. A school like Jesus was trained and went to school for 30 years. So I've been in my own school for the past 30 years. My ministry will begin when I leave Ukraine. So what should you expect? Expect a change nation, starting with Nigeria. Then expect a change continent. I don't know. Have you ever seen a tsunami, volcano before? That's what is going to eat Africa, Nigeria, and Africa as a whole by the time I step there by the grace of God. We are going to hit the country, the continent, like a volcano, like a tsunami. There will be no individual in that country who will not feel the impact of these 30 years of preparation by the time I arrive. Now, I don't want to talk about this again because they'll be thinking as if I'm just talking big and boasting or it's boast. This is not boasting. No. That's why I kept quiet. The last 6 months I've not been talking. I've just kept quiet about it because people will not just keep on misunderstanding. But if God has prepared somebody for 30 years, it's no joke. If I needed to be prepared for 30 years, and at the time that I thought that I'm ready to go to heaven now, that I've achieved so much in this place, that I'm ready to go to heaven, I now discover that I've not started at all. We will begin to talk about achievement in the next 20 years. And I told my friends, by the time I get to Nigeria, in the next 10 years, if the nation doesn't change altogether, if the nation is not turned upside down, say I'm not a man of God. Refuse, deny me that I'm not, you will never listen to me again. This is just for you to know how serious the thing I'm talking about is. If the next candidate, put it down, record this thing, go and save this. If you have not shared this thing, go and share it right now. Go and share this message and record it and download it. By the time I step to Nigeria like this, in the next 10 years, if the country is not turned, if the country is not doesn't become unbelievably totally transformed, say you don't want to hear about me again. Unless I die, but I will not die. Nobody is able to destroy me because I'm already dead. So talking about achievement, my achievement will begin when I leave Ukraine. If you want to know them one by one, go to my blog. Go to sundayadelajablog.com/Nigeria. And then you go and read all my plans. You go and read all my Nigerian project and things like that. Or go to my YouTube page and go and write Nigerian Transformation Project. Nigerian Transformation Project. Or search for my YouTube page. You'll see a video there. Go and listen to it so that you will know what to expect from me in the next 10 years.
Wow.
You wanted to comment on what I said or what?
Earlier on, when I hear Dr. Sunday Adelaja make such statements, I used to feel like most of you now that are on the platform, I used to say, what a blasphemy. Who does he think he is, But coming to understand him and coming to, he opening my eyes to the way Christ used to talk when he was here. He used to say, I will destroy this mountain, and in 3 days, I will rebuild it. And everybody was like, what a crazy man. So, we have to watch out because it's going to happen. And when you watch that video on Nigerian Transformation Project, you will really know that it is already done. And it's also said that it's the person that carries the vision that knows what he carries. He's the one that sees it. So most of us might, believe halfway, but he knows what he carries. He knows what he has seen. He knows what the Lord has spoken to him. So we all will watch and see, and we are going to do this thing together. Those that believe in him, which I'm one of them. Whew. So the next question is, or do you want to say more things, Sunday? No. The question is, Pastor Sunday, what is your viewpoint on pastor bringing comedians to church to crack jokes?
Well, I guess they are just looking for what to do. It's not just comedian to church that is one of the that is the only blasphemy or the only ridiculous thing people are doing in church. Apart from that, even the thing that you who is writing this one now, do you see comedian as something out of order that is supposed not to be done like that? But there are many other things like that that are going on in our churches that we are calling normal practices that we have all come to accept. There are so many other things that we have accepted as normal, as good, but which are not normal, which are not good, which are not supposed to be so. So, like I said, a lot of the churches are what we call churches. All these practices in churches, they are just methods of holding down slaves. Our churches, 80% of them, they are not churches at all. They have plantations, slave plantations, personal family businesses, and slavery, and just prison yards. They are just called churches, but that's just a way to captivate you. So people will employ any means possible to captivate crowd, to just make crowd keep on coming to their church. So I don't blame them. Since church has become a personal business or family business or a slave plantation, anything goes. So I don't see anything bad with the church, the way church is in Nigeria and Africa now, with what we call church now. I think that's just normal thing. That's just normal. It's very creative. I would rather praise the people who are bringing the I would rather praise I would rather praise the innovativeness of the creativity of the slave masters. Those slave masters, they are good. They are doing their job. But some, even some of the religious and some of the so-called spiritual stuff that you will applaud, all of them are also the same thing. Some of them are doing crusade every evening. Some of them are doing conference every day. Some of them are doing offering every day. Some of them are doing just all kind of jargons, just all kind of things, just to hold people back. Some of them are doing miracles. Some of those miracles are fake. Some of them are real. But it's still a means of captivating people and making people into slaves. So may God open your eyes. So it's about slavery. It's about how many slaves you can hold. It's just like in the Old West and in the Old America. How many slaves you owe, it what determines your wealth and your wealth, how well to do you are. I mean, can you imagine, if you see, even church pastors that I don't know, that nobody even knows their names, they don't even have a crowd so much, nobody even knows their name, they are riding Rolls Royce in Nigeria, they are having planes in Nigeria, people don't no name pastors. What about the ones with the names then? You can't. So the bourgeoisie of Africa now are the pastors. The bourgeoisie. They are the new bourgeoisie. The politicians are resting compared to pastors. I mean, somebody sent me somebody's car. How can you be riding that kind of car? Let me even see this. I will ride that kind of car to go to just an event, But this one is his own personal car, not be say he rent them. It's not even renting. He didn't rent it. Even in America, people don't own that kind of car. They just rent it and use it for an event. Unless you are a government. But in Nigeria, you don't need to be government or Rolls Royce. I mean, not Rolls Royce, limousine. People are having personal limousines. Personal limousine. How can you be having personal limousine and just... Okay, this my pastor, Pastor Edwin, sent this one to me. Okay, this is look at poverty all around though. This is a personal limousine of a pastor. How can you be riding around the city in this kind of car? It's not even what it's meant for in Africa. And look at the shacks and the houses around. This pastor is nobody pastor. It's like a pastor that nobody knows. It's nobody. So that's why, the guy, the guy they are accusing of having a problem with one lady there, he is also giving money up and down. He's sending money to prostitutes. So, somebody anyway, don't worry. So sending money up and down because money is cheap to all these pastors. You see, they went and put red carpet. Only in the spot where he's standing. The rest of the place is just grand. Only in the place that he is standing on. Big guy. And he has police and everything. And this is a nobody. So what will you now say about the pastors who have church? Maybe he has a church, but it's like nothing compared to other pastors. And then another one I saw today or yesterday, also having Mercedes, Rolls Royce. I mean, churches are buying Rolls Royce as happy birthday gift to their pastor. Even I mean, so it's about slavery. It's about slavery. It's about slavery. It's about bondage. And people don't know. Nigerians are enjoying that. Make them enjoy. Let them go to church. Let them be going to church to call on the name of the God. Why they are calling on the name of God, pastor is riding or ordering another Rolls Royce. I mean, the other day I saw some small pastors who are just nobodies. I saw one of them in his own private jet. The other one in his own private jet. All these pastors you are here, they have their own private jet. I said, now, wow. But I don't have anything against private jet, even limousine or anything. But buy it with your own money. Show me the business you are doing. Or show me the investments you have. Show me your business. What are you doing? But if you are getting that from the offerings of the people, if you are getting that from just being a pastor and from people's offering, God will punish you now. Show me how many millionaires are in that your church. How many people have you helped to become millionaires? So, they will bring disco or whatever you call it,
jokes,
comedians or anything they want, they need to get them, make the money keep on flowing. They will bring it. Even if it's a Muslim Fuji or Juju or whatever they call singers, let them bring them their creativity. Their creativity. Just for the crowd to keep on coming and not to leave that church. That is the thing that is reigning now. As many slaves as you can hold, the richer you are. So it's not about Christianity, it's about building personal empires, slave plantations. So what can I do about it? I have to go there. I have to go to that country. So when I'm talking about, me facing all kind of challenges and troubles by people who are supposed to know better, this is what I'm talking about, because I'll begin to talk about these things openly. I'm going to be challenging them publicly. Because one of the evils of Nigerian society that nobody talks. Nobody challenges anybody. Nobody challenges evil. Everybody is just quiet. But I'm going to be challenging everybody. I'm going to be, telling people to come out. And I'm going to be talking about the right principles, the right gospel. And I'm not going to look at ISO. I'm going to challenge everybody from top to ground. So, and it's not just going to be church people. It's going to be everything, everybody. Like I said, tsunami is coming. You wait.
Wow. I think our time is up. But there's this next...
Time don't kaput.
This next question is interesting. It has my name in it and my husband's name. Should we read it or we should leave it?
Since it's involving you now, make we go here before you go back to your meeting.
So, this, I don't know, I think it's a guy, Theophilus Muyiwa wrote. My question is, does knowledge and relevance keep people away from you? Just like Pastor Bose and Pastor Nkiru are close friends from today's teaching. But Pastor Obio Jimado and DSA, are they so close like Pastor Bose and Pastor Nkiru?
Now you go answer that one now. No, but you know the story. You don't know the story. You know how.
Oh, my. I should answer the question.
Yeah, that's what I said. You were busy laughing. I said that you go answer the question.
My relationship with Dr. Bose Adelaja, Dr. Pastor Bose Adelaja started...
She's not the doctor.
She's a doctor.
She has become one.
Did she do PhD?
Yeah, she did. I think she did PhD.
Yeah, so she's a doctor.
Okay.
So, our relationship started far
she's
before...
She's not answering doctor. She just the answer Pastor Bose.
Yeah, but I decided to call her doctor. So our relationship started far before even she knew Dr. Sunday Adelaja. So it's something that started far back, even almost 3 decades of relationship. So it's not something you can compare to my husband's relationship to DSA's, because we only got to know after we came to Ukraine, and that just 10 years. Yes, they are close, but they are not as close as I am to Pastor Bose, because like Pastor Bose was making a joke today that if you write a book on this, our story, it's going to be a bestseller, because there are a lot of details, a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun at the same time, suffered together, a lot of nonsense together.
It's not ministry that united is friendship.
Yeah, friendship. Yeah, we came together, and it's been a long, 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 long way journey. So they are not the same, but Dr. Sunday Adelaja and my husband are also very close. When you see them, you will know that they are.
So, but he asked the question in the beginning about some knowledge or something. You don't lose out. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Find it.
Yeah. Does knowledge and relevance keep people away from you? That's
Okay,
the
so
first
that's for me. Knowledge and relevance shouldn't keep people away from you who are willing to grow. People who are willing to grow, people who are willing to advance their lives, people who want to progress, people who want to learn, yes, they would rather grow with you. But those who don't want to grow, definitely your knowledge will keep you away from them. And your knowledge will make them intimidated. And they will be thinking that, okay, this guy is proud, or he's pompous, or he knows too much, or he thinks too much about himself. And then they are the ones who will not like to associate themselves with you. Not because you don't want to associate themselves with them, but because they are not growing. If they refuse to grow, then they cannot meet up, they cannot catch up with you. But as long as people are growing and they want to grow, no matter how much knowledge you are gaining, as long as they too want to learn, they will not be isolated from you. If that's what
or sometimes, like in our case, we are saying they're too busy. But they were never busy for us. That was just an excuse we gave to just keep away. So if you have somebody like Dr. Sunday Adelaja and the wife that, are always open to have you, and they have this knowledge, and they're always willing to impact you, there should be no, hindrance. The only hindrance will be you, being willing to learn. So that marks the end of our show today. But remember to go to Dr. Sunday Adelaja on Facebook, like his page. Go through it. You see a lot of articles and posts that will bless your life. Then SundayAdelajablog.com is a blog where you have all kinds of messages on every topic, concerns every facet of life. Okay? You go there, you see tons of messages that will change your life on prayer, on relationship, on marriage, on finances, on even health. Everything that you need to be whole is there. Then you have Sunday Adelaja Official, that is his page on YouTube. There you have also tons of video on different topics. Go and listen and equip yourself for the work that you are supposed to do. And remember that Dr. Sunday Adelaja Golden Jubilee Marathon has started. It started yesterday, and it will be all through to his birthday, which is the 28th of May.
Every day,
twice a day. First by 7 p.m. Kiev time with the Russians, testimony with the Russians with translation. So come around also to learn. Then at 9 p.m. Kiev time will be kind of questions with DSA at 50. What did we call it? Question time. So you will have different hosts. Pastor Sunday will be introducing them. So come around to ask your questions, send your questions on time so that they can be handled and your questions will be answered. Thank you so much for being with us today, and thank you everyone that wished me happy birthday. One of the happy queen.
Birthday girl.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, thank you so much, Pastor, for it's just so overwhelming. The welcome I got today, it will do me for a long time. That video, it's I don't even know how to describe it.
I'm going to watch it myself and read the comments.
Yeah. So thank you everyone for your love. I feel so loved. I feel like, I knew I was a queen, but now I don't even know the title to give myself after today. So thank you everybody, and see you tomorrow.
All right, well, I'll be back tomorrow. I'm going to be coming twice a day in the evening. The 2 times will be in the evening. So tomorrow, like Pastor Kiru said, 7 o'clock Ukraine time, we'll be with the Russians. They will be coming with their stories and their testimonies like we did with Olena today. And then at 9 o'clock, we'll be coming on with English speakers to answer all the questions. And tomorrow, I don't know, Mayowa is supposed to arrive back in Ukraine tomorrow. I don't know what time she's coming, but maybe she is going to be the one to be hosting it because she likes the media now. She likes to. Yeah.
She was afraid of it.
She was afraid initially. She got set free. Yeah, just like many people get set free when they come around here and they get freedom. And so thank you for your time and thank you for the season. You know, I've been on my feet from early in the morning. Just live broadcast alone, I've done 3 of them, right?
Yeah.
3 of them today. So here we are. You know, it's like we shouldn't end this session, but because it answers to the questions that people send. So you have to send good in questions, as many questions as possible, as relevant and good questions as possible about Pastor Sunday, about his life, about his ministry. Send in as many questions as possible. The more you send, maybe we'll see some of them here or tomorrow. Get your questions ready for tomorrow. And then the more you'll be able to hear more from Pastor Sunday, you'll be able to derive more from the source, from the ocean, from the deep calleth into the deep. So you have to be deep to be able to get the deep answers from Pastor Sunday. God bless you all. Thank you for your time. We'll be back twice tomorrow till my birthday. It's going to be twice every day. God bless. Bye.
Bye.